Hi, first grade. Today, or this week I should say, we're going to learn about the different types of soil. So, this is our very first video. Just like with butterflies, I want to go over all of the vocabulary you need to know for this unit. So, we're going to start. I'm going to show you the picture, and we're going to read the vocabulary word. So, our first word is geologist. And you can see our picture here. A geologist is a scientist who studies the earth and the solid, liquid, and gaseous materials that make up the earth. So when we think about soil, the scientists that study soil and rocks and other things about the earth are called geologists. Our next word is rocks. And rocks is an important word to go with soil because a lot of the soil that we're going to look at, in fact all of it, is made up of broken down rocks. Rocks are made up of solid minerals and substances that can be hard or soft. Rocks come in different shapes, sizes, colors, and textures. And we can see, so we have some rocks here, and these look like river rocks to me. Our next word is observing. And if you look here, you can see a magnifying glass. Sometimes we use magnifying glasses to observe things that we want to look at really closely. Many people observe rocks to study their color, texture, and components that make up the rock. Observing means to look closely and study in depth the inside and outside to gather more information. So this week we get to observe 3 different types of soil, which we'll talk about in just a second. Well, one of the types of soil that we're going to talk about is clay soil. Clay soil. You can see here it looks kind of cracked. Clay is a finely grained natural rock or soil material that combines one or more clay minerals with traces of metal oxides and organic matter. Clays are plastic due to their water content and become hard, brittle, and non-plastic upon drying or firing. So, a lot of you guys might have used clay in like art class in kindergarten. Clay soil is actually made up of grains of rock. So remember we were talking about rocks? This is made up of really finely ground up rock that sticks together. Water does not pass through clay easily. Because it sticks together, water has a really hard time getting through it. And when you touch it, it feels wet and smooth. Clay can be 2 colors. It can be red or it can be gray. And in Utah, we actually have a lot of clay soil. So if you dig into the soil in like your backyard, you'll probably get to a point where there's these big like clumps of wet dirt, and that is clay soil. Our next type of soil is called sandy soil. And sandy soil is made up of small rocks. So clay has really fine rocks. This one also has really small rocks, but they're a little bit bigger than clay. Water passes through easily and it feels rough and dry. The reason that sandy soil feels rough and dry is because the water goes through it so fast. So if I took a clump of sand, just like you get in like a sandbox or at the beach, and I got water in it, the water would go right through the sand and the sand would dry out really, really fast. And our last type of soil is called loam. And loam is made up of sand, clay, silt, and dead things. Water flows through at an even pace, and it feels moist and smooth. So loam soil tends to be black, and it's usually what we'll see in gardens because the water is able to flow through it, just like with sand, but it doesn't go all the way through it. It slowly goes through it so that the plants can get the water and nutrients that it needs. So loam soil is really, really good for growing plants. So the next time you see me, we're going to be talking about the different kinds of soil, but today we're going to move over to the table and we're going to walk through what we need to do today for our assignment at home. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Bye-bye. Hi, first grade. So you have a packet that has this story and this story in it. So we're going to read both of those right now. So make sure you have these in front of you and you're following along on your finger. The first one is called What is Soil? And this page is important for the first page in your soil packet. So make sure you're listening very closely. If you go outside, it's common that you will see what you might call dirt surrounding plants and weeds on the ground. This dirt is actually soil. Soil is the top layer of the earth. It is created from broken down rocks, dead plants, and dead animals. Soil is very important for human life. We must have soil to grow plants to eat. There are different types of soil that are good for different uses and to grow different types of plants. Our next story is just on the other side, so make sure you turn your packet page, and you should be on this side that has this little buddy. And it's called What Lives in Soil? This page is really helpful for your second page in your soil packet, so make sure that you're following along really closely, okay? What lives in soil? Different insects and animals live in soil. One special insect that lives in soil is an earthworm. Earthworms create small tunnels in the soil that allow air and water to get to plants. The soil that goes through the earthworm also fertilizes plants, helping them grow. While earthworms might look gross, they are very important for helping plants grow. So make sure this article is going to help you with page 2 in your packet. So when we go through the instructions, remember, this page is good for page 1, and this page is good for page 2. Okay? On page 3, I'll show you some cards that will help you. I'll see you in just a second. Bye-bye. Hi, first grade. So, in the mail or at the school, you should have picked up 2 packets. One that looks like this, and one that has stories or articles on it. So today, I want you to read 2 of the stories. I want you to read the What is Soil, and I want you to read about what lives in soil. Okay? So with a parent or an older sibling, I want you to read those 2 stories. And then I want you to take your soil packet. So let's look at our soil packet right here. This is my front page, and you can color it in if you want to, but make sure that your name is on it. Okay, we're going to turn 1 page, and it's going to look like this. And it says, label the things found in soil. And we have a fill in the blank. It says, blank is the top layer of earth. Soil forms when rocks break down into very small pieces. Soil also has small pieces of dead plants and animals. So I want you right here to fill in this blank. Once you've done that, we're going to turn our page again, and we're going to be on this page. Okay, and it says label the earthworm. So in this picture, I want you to draw an arrow pointing to the earthworm in this picture. And then we're going to fill in the blank again. Blank, dig burrows in soil, which lets water and air into the soil. This helps plants grow. The soil that passes through their body is fertilizer for plants. Okay, so I want you to fill in that blank. And then we're going to turn 1 more page, and it should look like this. And you're going to fill in the blanks to describe each soil's texture. So it says loam soil texture is blank. So how does loam soil feel? And this is the card. If you need a refresher, you can read through that. It says, made up of sand, clay, silt, and dead things. Water flows through at an even pace. It feels moist and smooth. So, how does loam soil feel? Go ahead and write that in. The next one says clay's soil texture is blank. Here's the vocab card for clay soil. We're going to read it. Made up of grains of rock, water does not pass through easily. It feels wet and smooth. So right here, we're going to fill in, what does clay soil feel like? Go ahead and pause the video and fill in your blank. And our last one is sandy soil. Here's our card for sandy soil, it says, made up of small rocks, water passes through easily, it feels rough and dry. So in this blank, you're going to fill in what does sandy soil feel like. Go ahead and pause the video and fill that in. And then this last part, we're going to fill in the one blank that's right here. It says, there are different types of soil. Since soil comes from broken down blank, the types of rocks and the rock piece sizes make up different types of soil. The textures of different soil vary as well. So what goes in this blank? When you're done with these pages, you can color in the pictures on them. You have some pictures here. You have some pictures on this page, and you have some pictures on your first page. You don't have to if you don't want to. But that's all you have to do today. Good luck. I'll see you next time.